I found it. All right. Welcome crew, guys, gals, ghouls, friends, fiends, foes, whoever may be listening beyond the omniverse tonight. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a rocky mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Saturday, November 23rd, Sunday, November 24th for those of you across the pond and beyond. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. And thanks so much for joining me tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. I'm your host, TessaTNT, and we are broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse tonight. If you're listening live, you may be listening to us on Spreaker.com, of course, under We Are Paradox Media, KPNL Radio, which you can find at KPNL Radio at kpnl-db.com, eTalk Radio, which you can find at etalk.tv/radio, as well as YouTube. So we're going to get it worked out coming up pretty soon with our StreamYard. They're doing a what is it called? Black Friday sale. So you can get like the really, really big package for like 40% off. And it's like $41 a month. I'm wondering if I should do it. I'm not quite sure. But if I do that, then I can be cast out there to like 8 different venues. I can get my logo back up here in the corner. And I'm sure you guys don't care about any of that. But if you have a podcast or you have broadcasting of live videos or whatnot, look into it because it looks like a really good deal for sure. All right, so tonight it's Trippy TikToks with me, TessaTNT, and I got it pulled up here. We got Call Me Chris on the first one. I like her personality, her attitude. She's freaking funny. And also, if you guys want to listen in your free time, just listen anywhere you listen to your podcast, and you should be able to find me there. All right, let's go ahead and move on over, share the screen with Chris, and then we'll move on from there. Sehr gut, up there.
I love this restaurant. How was your day? Smile. Nice to see you too, and better now. Laugh. Oh.
Hi, welcome to the restaurant. What can I get started for you?
Oh god, hot waitress. Okay, he might think she's prettier than you. No solutions, just putting that out there. He's probably thinking about how he can leave with her and not with you when the date's over. I don't know how to pronounce that word in the menu. When it's your turn, just point to it. Also, you gotta order, and we're starving, but you don't want to say ravenous or out of control, so you should probably just order a salad and we can eat leftover pizza later when we get home.
I'll have the goat cheese salad, please. Okay, and you, sir?
Yeah, I'll have, this one. Nice.
The truffle risotto?
Risotto. Noted. Yes. Thanks.
Okay, coming right up.
Ow, were they flirting? I feel like they were flirting.
So, how was your day?
You already asked that at the beginning of the date.
Oh yeah.
Good. You? How was my day? We did have that tiff with our coworker earlier where she was talking shit in the office, but he probably doesn't want you to seem high maintenance or bossy, so just say good.
Mine was also good.
Good. Tell her she's hot. May I say, you look smoking today. I think that means he didn't think you were pretty on the first date. Thank you.
Oh, snap.
I think this guy's just dating us for pity. I don't think he likes us.
Oh my gosh.
I want to have intercourse with you. Oh, yeah. Intercourse with you. Relations.
Relations.
We don't deserve love. Oh my god, he sneezes like a 4-year-old girl. Okay, we got an ick. We need to get out of there. Abort.
Would you excuse me? I just need to go to the washroom.
Okay. Sure.
We are definitely getting laid tonight.
Hey, nice to see you again. I love this
That was phony. It was phony.
Because nobody admits anything they've done! Living off a coffee from a pot none of you want to touch! You're a fucking dog! Ready?
Node.
Body.
Uh-oh. When your dog is looking like there's something wrong out there, you better listen to your dog. Listen to your dog. There's something wrong.
Rocky seems tense, hesitant, as if he senses something she doesn't. Rocky signaled that he needed to go outside. But what started as a routine trip quickly turned into something unexplainable.
All clear, Rocky. Go on. There you go.
Let's see if he makes it all the way. Oh.
Got the light.
No.
There you go. Come on. Rocky, where'd you go?
Casey stays on the stairs, flashlight in hand, watching Rocky carefully. He moves slowly, as though uncertain about going further. She scans the yard, but nothing seems out of place. Then, suddenly, he's gone. Casey quickly points the light back toward the yard, calling out for him. But there's no sign of movement. And then, the unthinkable happens.
Come on, dude.
Oh, man.
Rocky?
Hmm? Come on, boy.
The hell? Is it a cat? Rocky? What are you doing up there? I thought you
What
were
the
down
heck?
there.
He ain't going out there, he already said.
Silly goose.
Rocky appears inside the house at the top of the stairs, completely silent.
How does that even
No
happen?
one saw him go back in. No sound of his paws on the floor, no jingle of his collar. One commenter asks, how did he get there if she was blocking the stairs? Another
Exactly.
writes, that's not Rocky. Something's not right. And then there are his eyes, wide, fearful, and locked on the window as though something is still out there. A faint sound echoes from the woods, a high-pitched noise that some say resembles a cat, but others insist is anything but natural. Casey is frozen in disbelief. How did Rocky get inside, and why is he acting so strange? His eyes dart toward the window and he stays completely still, his fear unmistakable. One viewer comments, dogs know what we don't. If Rocky's scared, you should be too. Another adds, that might not even be Rocky anymore. But the biggest mystery remains. How did Rocky reappear in the house without anyone seeing or hearing him? And if that's really Rocky, what's out there? Or worse, what's waiting just beyond the window? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Rocky.
I think that's Trippy. Like, how the heck did he get back up there? Weird. Maybe she's the skinwalker.
Do you know she ended up using a cable?
Yeah, an extension cord.
She makes me feel rubber. Bop, bop, bop. And here, because I like to help my family, I said, I get that. And she says, I know now from where I'm at, I would have been miserable for years. She says, I would have been here for 5, 6, 7 years. And she says, and what was I going to do? I was going to lay in bed and I wouldn't be able to do what I was going to do. And I said, I get it. So he was in like the living room when this happened?
Oh yeah, he was sleeping on the couch to make sure if she got up that he could catch it.
She prayed
Oh,
before she left. Oh my God. Oh, I'm about to cry. Hold on. Ugh. Work through it. She's making me feel the intensity of the moment right beforehand and how she's sitting there or standing there and she's like, and it didn't break her neck though. Oh, Mom. Oh, this is gonna get really, really deep, okay? Are you okay with this?
We're good.
Okay.
Let's do it.
She's talking about how when she did this, I said, most people jump. I said, and it'll cause your vertebrae to pop. And she says, I struggled. She said, I struggled for 20 minutes. And I said, oh my God, Mom. But I had to go all the way through with it. Yeah. And I go, I get it. And it's weird because it's almost like she could have put herself back up. She could have, like there was
Yeah.
Definitely the option too. Do you know if she had taken like 3 or 4 of her pills beforehand or something?
Yeah, probably. And then there was a whole bunch of cigarettes. Like you could tell she was just like smoking before she went out.
Yeah. She's very amused at how all of y'all think everything is a sign from her. She's
Everything. Everything.
everything.
Everything. The leaf falls off the tree. I'm like, that was mom. Mom did that.
Yes, she's doing like this. She says, watch him. That's mom. She goes, nope, that's not me, but I am here with you. I see you though. Okay, look, watch him do it again. All right. Oh. And she says, if I get called like another freaking butterfly, and I was like, all right. Do you know she ended up using?
This is the world famous side forest, or as Thelma likes to say, forest. Another thing I was reading.
Yeah, you can't say that word.
Because the brush is so thick throughout here, that there's a lot of times, there's like numerous bodies that have never been found out here because it's just so thick. People get lost and die or commit suicide. A lot of the people here are already like, oh, it's got a really heavy feel to it. Crazy. There's a lot of wild stories about the things that go on in this place. You get lured off into the woods, you get lost. It generally attracts a lot of like depressed people, so when they come out here and they get lost in the forests, they end up like themselves. So that's like loosely what the lore is based on or something like that. I'll have to look into it. This is the world famous.
Yeah, I'd look into it before I said something.
What I'm about to show you involves.
Oh, snap.
I don't think you're ready for what I'm about to show you involving these two supposedly different individuals. Hang on to your seats, because not only do these two look so much alike that you barely even notice a transition from one of them to the other, and not only do they move so similarly that they literally look like they could be the same mannerisms from the same person, and not only do they share an exact symmetrical face proportions with eyes, nose, and mouth, but they also
I wonder if they have the same dad.
share the exact same birthmarks on their arms. 1 and 1, 2 and 2, and 3 and 3. Now you need to ask yourself, what are the odds that someone looks alike and moves alike and shares the same birthmarks, and those people aren't just the same person? It's okay. You can make this realization. But of course, this is just for entertainment purposes. I know that these astronomical odds just happen, just like the astronomical odds of a big bang blowing everything up and us coming perfectly together to form the human eyeball. Entertainment only, people.
I don't know about them being the same person, but if cloning is a real thing, then they definitely came from the same.
I don't think you're ready for
You
what
think
I'm
so?
about.
Is it the damn Allens?
Hey friends, so my mind is blown right now and I gotta share this with you guys. So just yesterday I put a tweet out on X, whatever you call it now, about how I just couldn't figure out why we couldn't trace back our Genesis story and why every civilization and culture seems to have a different Genesis story. Like, why don't we know where humans came from and be able to trace it back? The more you trace it back, the more convoluted and twisted and weird it gets. Why is this? And to me, I was like, this is what a simulation would do if it was trying to like kind of cover its tracks. Like, think about a character in a video game. They don't tell the character where it came from. They just hope that it never asks, right? So I go out on my run today, and I'm listening to Seth Speaks, which is now my favorite book of all time. This book is just incredible. And the part that comes up answers this question. I was like, ding, ding. Check this out. I've never heard this before. It's called a reincarnational civilization. So what Seth says, and Seth is this higher dimensional being that's channeling this work through Jane. So Seth says, this makes so much sense, guys, that just the same way humans come into a life and you give yourself kind of parameters and goals, and you give yourself disabilities and abilities, things that you want to work on in each incarnation, right? Well, we have civilizations that do the same thing. Think about a civilization as just a giant human, okay? And we're all part of the same team. Well, each civilization is giving itself certain like restrictions and certain abilities and certain things it wants to work on, this kind of stuff. It's just a grand experiment, okay? And that before Atlantis, so we're talking about a long time ago, there was 3 dominant and advanced
Kind of sounds like he has
before
hiccups.
Atlantis. And that one of them in particular is called Lumania. Not Lumeria, it's actually called Lumania, and they're the Lumanians. They are what we would probably call now these like Nordic aliens, right? That seem to come from inside the earth. The Lumanians lived inside the earth. They were extremely nice, almost to a fault. And they were very technologically advanced, kind of weaker bodies, but really immense psychic powers. Now, these 3 great civilizations, this was a long time ago, you know, some of the remnants of them are still here. Some of the remnants have actually surpassed the tipping point and left this physical Earth for other physical planets, and we would call them aliens, right? Like Arcturians and Pleiadians, that kind of stuff, and that they still come back to help us out of nostalgia, because this is home. This is where they started, and they look at us as like children. And then other remnants of these ancient advanced civilizations have left the physical plane altogether and are more in these higher dimensions, and that's what we would call interdimensionals and stuff. And that's why they have this affinity for Earth, and why they still kind of buzz around here and help us and kind of pay attention to us, because this is, it's like going back to your elementary school, right? Like when you go back to your elementary school, it's all nostalgic for you, but you can't really sit down and talk to the kids, right? You wouldn't just go plop down in a class and talk to a first grader, because, I mean, what would you say to a first grader, right? It's kind of awkward. So that's how these aliens are. They're not aliens, they're remnants of ancient humans that are just nostalgic and still are here helping us. And some are physical, some are non-physical. But these Lumanians, what Jane talks about, or what Seth talks about, is that remnants of them are still here on Earth, and that they live inside the Earth, and they're super advanced, they're super nice, and that they're tied to us, that our current modern day civilization is tied to them, because we're trying to work out this problem that they were having, where they were way too nice, okay, to a fault. They couldn't protect themselves. They ran from any sort of conflict or challenge, and they overuse their psychic abilities and underuse their physical abilities, and that now modern day humans are trying to balance this out. And that's why these Lumanians are still kind of hitched to us in a way. We're a continuation of them in a way.
We're hitched.
And that they're still here. And I think this accounts for a lot of what we call UFOs and aliens and ultra-terrestrials and this kind of stuff, right? So fascinating. And it makes so much sense from like a simulation theory, evolutionary reincarnation standpoint, that each of these civilizations, like look around Earth, like think about how different like America is than North Korea or Denmark and China. So different. And that it's done this way on purpose. And that each culture, each, race is like almost like an individual. It's like a person. And just collectively, they're all working on certain things, like as a group, certain karma things, certain goals, certain missions, overcoming certain fears, working on certain attributes and stuff. The same way we do it at a human level. Civilizations do it at a grand scale. It's like the as above, so below, the macro of a micro kind of a thing. How fascinating is that? It explains why we don't have like a single Genesis story, because this is an experiment. This is a simulation of sorts, and each of these cultures and races and versions and variations of humans is kind of created with a specific goal in mind. And that is so chaotic on Earth right now, because back in the day, we would just kind of have like one at a time, maybe 2 of these different civilizations, and think about how many we have now, all right? All over the world are these advanced civilizations, and we're all kind of hitting this tipping point of technological and consciousness, kind of singularity at the same time. And that's why it's so crazy right now, because this doesn't normally happen. So I think even the remnants of these past civilizations are like watching us right now, like, ooh, let's see what happens here. This is wild. So anyways, I just thought that was so fascinating. That's the civilizational reincarnation theory proposed by Seth. And Seth doesn't say it's a theory. Seth says this is what's happening, and that these Lumanians are what we would call Nordic aliens that are coming from inside the Earth, or what we call ultra-terrestrials flying around these craft. They're just ancient remnants of, or remnants of, ancient advanced human civilizations, and there's a whole bunch of us, and some of us have gone out to other parts of the galaxy and the universe. Some of us have transcended physical matter altogether and are in non-physical form. Is it possible? Hey, friends, so my mind is blown.
Let me see who that is really quick. Okay. I am, I'm alive and kicking. All right.
Is it possible that the place you go to when you sleep is the same place you go to when you die? You might be amazed to find out how similar these two places are. So let's discuss this fascinating topic. So when you go to sleep at night, your consciousness does not. In fact, your consciousness often describes this waking physical life as the rest period.
Okay.
Because when you sleep, it goes to, where does it go? It goes to the dream world. And what does it do there? Well, besides a little R&R and adventuring, it does a lot of work. It goes to a place called sleeper school, which has been verified by several out-of-body explorers and people that study the dream world, that there is this school type experience that you go there and you go to a classroom setting and you go to the same one, you have teachers and everything, and you're learning and constantly game planning and running simulations and preparing for this physical life. But when you wake up in the morning, you don't remember any of this. You might have some little flashes, and sometimes you even feel exhausted. You'll be like, oh my God, I don't know what happened in my dream last night, but I am whooped. I know it happens to me all the time. Has it ever happened to you where you wake up and you're just like, I don't know what I did, but that was intense, right?
That's crazy.
You're doing stuff in your dreams.
It's true.
Then you wake up and it starts to fade away. Even if you remember parts of it, after a few hours, few days, it's gone. Well, let's think about what happens when you die. This has been studied extensively by, people that study near-death experiences and the life between lives. We know that your consciousness doesn't die when your physical body does. It continues on. Where does it go? It goes to the spirit world. What does it do there? Same thing it does in the dream world. A little R&R, a little adventuring, and a lot of learning, a lot of game planning. It meets with council of elders and it meets with your spirit guides and your higher self, and it learns from the past incarnation what it can do better. It plans out the next sojourn, right? It's constantly running simulations and game planning and learning, right? It's the same thing you do in sleeper school. You do whenever you're in the spirit world. And then whenever you do come into another incarnation, you forget all that, right? There's a lot of evidence of like children, 3, 4, 5 years old that remember past lives. They can even tell you in detail who they were, where they were, that kind of stuff. But then it starts to fade. The same way our dreams fade after a few hours or a few days, your past lives in the spirit world fades after a few years. So you can see the similarities. Now, the biggest difference I see is that the access in these realms, like whenever you go to sleep, and when you astral travel or out-of-body explore, you have this silver cord that's always connecting you to your physical body. That's why you can always come back. You don't get lost, okay? But when your physical body dies, that silver cord is severed. So then you have greater access. Because when you're in the dream world, you're still focused in this incarnation, okay? Most of your planning and game planning and simulations and learning has to do with this life here. You're focused on this life. Whenever this physical body's gone and that silver cord is severed, you have more access in the spirit world because you're no longer focused on this life. You're focused on all your lives, your next life, your soul family, all sorts of things going on. So I do think that you go to the same place. You just have different levels of access and maybe different restrictions and things of that nature. I think that's the biggest difference. And then the obvious biggest difference is when you wake up from going to sleep, you wake up in the same body. But whenever you die, you wake up in a new body. And that might be the most profound difference between the two. But other than that, they're very similar, remarkably similar. And there's a very good chance, the more I study it, the more I'm starting to think that the spirit world and the dream world are the same place, just with different access and purpose. How fascinating is that? Anyways, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on all this. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I've mentioned this before on the podcast. Like, I don't know if you guys have had it or not, but when you lose a relative like your mom or your grandma or whatnot, and they come to you in a dream, like, to me, it's not really a dream. It is an alternate reality or dimension or realm, basically. And it's difficult for them to communicate on this realm because they're no longer in their physical bodies, just like it's difficult for us to be able to astral travel. I've done it accidentally twice. I've left my body. I didn't like it. I've always been afraid something is going to pop in there while I'm out. And he did mention the silver string. I've heard that before as well. And I'm like, well, I don't know about that. Like, how does that keep something else from getting in there? Especially if you have like a family curse or something like that going on. But yeah, it's pretty intriguing. And he's saying about the same thing. So it makes me kind of believe in what I've been feeling this whole time. Pretty intriguing and interesting. But yeah, that channel is I'm Alive and Kicking if you're interested in checking that out. But let's get back to it.
And have a beautiful day. Peace.
Oh no! Jeez, oh Pete. What the heck? Oh no. This guy is just kicking all their little asses. What the hell? Good Lord. Yeah, that definitely ain't right.
The place you go to when you sleep is the same place you go to when you die. You might be amazed to find out how similar
shit.
places are. So let's discuss this fascinating topic. So when you
How is that happening?
Actor Richard Gere flipped off one of the hosts of the Today Show when he was talking about how he's leaving the US of A to move to Spain. Yeah, Richard Gere, another Hollywood celebrity, leaving the US because Trump got elected. And the list of the Hollywood people skedaddling, it's getting longer. Ellen DeGeneres, the talk show host, said she's leaving and she's moving to England. To tell you the truth, I thought she was already gone to Ireland to protect her pot of gold. Didn't Robert De Niro promise to leave too? And wasn't there something with Stephen King where he said if Trump got reelected, he'd do something in a wood chipper? You know, if I knew all these Hollywood people would be hitting the road, I might have voted for Trump instead of none of the above. I just don't know what I'm going to do without Richard Gere, Ellen DeGeneres, Robert De Niro, Stephen King. Who will I ever share these SpaghettiOs and meatballs with? I guess they're all for me then. Shabadoo Booskies! Shabadoo! Actor.
This man is receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. Dr. Stephen Greer.
There's 500,000 years of human history that is about to unfold. An entirely new era.
Freaking funny. Yeah, it's funny that it came up. I thought that was your little dude there. I'm like, what? Oh,
good
it's fine now.
But I will say that we also have just stood up a special access project where any whistleblower who is at risk can contact me, and we will extend protection to them 24/7.
This man is receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award.
This guy actually found a real secret.
So that's pretty cool because he's been called a liar, etc., for so long. Like, he's finally getting recognition. It's pretty damn cool.
Tanning Temple underground.
Check this out, y'all. How they knew this was there is beyond me. Alright, so they found the entrance. They're about to go down. You gotta see just what I'm talking about, y'all. We found some really strange stuff down
Hell
there.
no!
This is insane. It's like its whole little underworld down there. If anybody can explain what that is, let me know in the comments.
What in Sam Taylor? Wow.
Weird markings, weird images. This is insane. What is that? Stay weird, y'all. Stay weird.
This guy actually found a real secret satanic temple underground.
I do like the visual of this looking like.
Is that who I think it is? Hold on a second. Let me blow it up. Club 33 Collective. Alright, let's see what it is.
Like Mime Wars.
This is me losing in a game
Wars.
of Pong to Mark Zuckerberg. I'm wearing Meta's new
Zuckerberg.
augmented reality glasses. We got an
Yes.
exclusive peek at Meta's AR glasses. They're called Orion, and even for a prototype, what I saw was impressive. Orion has 3 parts: the glasses, a neural wristband, and a wireless compute puck. You control the glasses with eye and hand tracking and voice. But the star of the show is the neural wristband. This wristband uses electromyography to interpret neural signals and translates them into the glasses. It's pretty futuristic, and
What the
it just
heck?
works. I used Orion to browse
It just
the web,
does.
use Instagram, play games, use AI,
I found several ingredients. Let me make a recipe.
and video chat with a friend.
Great.
It's like a square window, you're floating, and I can come up to you. But Orion isn't available to purchase, so why show it to me at all? Meta hoped Orion would be a product it could sell, but it was too expensive to make. So after all these years and the billions
Really?
of dollars poured into making them, I think the company wants to have something to show for all its effort, even if AR glasses still aren't quite ready for prime time.
What a waste.
There's some really interesting research that we can plant false memories in the brain.
What?
Seeing that person commit the crime, even though that person's utterly innocent, that it becomes a planted memory.
Did we just figure out who's behind the Mandela effect? I found this really strange article, and it's pretty old. They say it's pretty easy to distort memories through programming, but they can actually implant memories. They did a study where 70% of the subjects had thought they actually committed a crime when they didn't. It also says this study is 100 years old. Check this
Wow.
out. There was a case of a woman found
And that's something I was telling my son, because he's like, no, that's not real and that's not possible, etc., etc. Like, the technology and different things that our government or leaders or people behind the scenes over the world have been working on is at least 100 years more advanced than the technology that we know about. It's crazy.
alive in Chicago, and this farmer's son was questioned by the police in such a way that it made him believe he committed the crime even though he had a perfect alibi. Although everyone knew of the alibi, he continuously confessed to it, and, well, a week later, read the bottom. Are you kidding me? So is the Mandela effect the testing of...
We can plant false memories in the brain.
And if they can do that, what else could they possibly do?
And in a different context, one of the emerging areas that's really interesting in law neuroscience is pain detection. And once we understand the circuitries that cause pain, I guess the question is, could we then instill pain and use that in many coercive measures in the legal system as well?
Oh, and when it comes to this Mandela effect, the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo, I specifically remember my mother telling me what a cornucopia was. Put in the comments if you have the same memory. Could the Mandela effect be a worldwide testing of this false memory implanting? This video is for entertainment purposes only. And in fact, I'm just making stuff up. This is all lies. The World Economic Forum never said any of that.
There's some really interesting.
But the bad forces are not actually even really that bad. They started to understand that. Like even demons and the really negative energy that we have on this realm, it's not really what we've thought it was all this time. It's actually a buffering system. Because humans are God playing these small roles, humans could actually spiral and destroy the whole population. So there needs to be a buffering system for our negativity. And those are demons. Demons, the
Nice
job
and
of a
negative.
demon and the job of a like Lucifer is actually to guard the lower realms. They're very highly advanced spiritual beings that have lowered their vibration so much to be a guard and buffer for our humans' negative tendencies and emotions. And when you're summoning demons and you think that the demon is creating all these negative effects, most of the time it's actually the human creating the negative effect because the human is so powerful. They think that it's the demon, but it's actually themselves, which is really fascinating.
It's a mind blower because, like, basically what you're saying, it makes so much sense. I mean, because, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be basically transmuted. So if humans, and there's 8 billion of us, we have a lot of negative energy, it has to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like, it has to be kind of buffered from the rest of the greater universe and funneled somewhere. So they funnel it into these, basically what you would call like an egregor, like a tulpa, like a thought form, which, we would call demons or Satan or whatever you want to call it. And it's basically a way to funnel this negative energy into a safe place, a lower density to where it can't hurt the higher densities. But we're feeding it, like we're giving it the fuel. So if people are like, okay, well, how do you get rid of demons? How do you get rid of, any of these negative entities? Stop feeding them fuel. Stop, if you stop watering a plant, it will die, right? So it seems like they're there out of necessity because we're putting off all this negative energy. So we're keeping them necessary. But if we raised our vibration and started focusing more on positive things, then they wouldn't be necessary and they might just disappear because it seems like they're playing a role and we're giving them purpose right now with all of our negativity.
But the bad forces are not actually even really that bad.
There's some really interesting research that we can.
But the bad.
What? It's like, okay, Satan, thanks for that update. Holy shnikes, that's a lot of people in Flagstaff, AZ. On the 14th, so that was last Thursday. Not this last Thursday, but Thursday before this very last one. What the crack? Run, Forrest, run!
This was a video that was posted a few days ago by the account Canvas Tent Queen. Now, in the video, she shows what appears to be a bunch of children inside of a park in Flagstaff, Arizona, with the caption, "Who dropped these people off in the desert?" Now, one look
Sorry, guys. Damn you, CenturyLink. Oh, so freaking agitating. Alright, hopefully you can see anything now. That only took like an act of Congress, which you know is pretty damn difficult. Sorry, my Spreaker peeps, my YouTube peeps, my other peeps, whatever peeps is listening. Alright, let's get back on into this. And that was a good one too. I was like, what the heck? Alright. Let's bring it back, y'all. Bring it back. Hopefully. Oh, and now I can't hear. Okay, let's pause this. Pause for the pause. I'm going to restart my audio. Okay. Why can't I hear? Hello, hello, hello. Yes, I'm through on eTalk. eTalk. Oh, I wonder if my earbud like went out because of that. Hold on. Sorry, guys. It says it's connected. Let me try this other guy. Shwing. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Like, I cannot hear it. I try playing it again. Why is it not working? It's not working anywhere. What the heck is happening? I think I know. Oh no. Yeah, let's start this over. I'm sorry we lost that last one, but I think I have to present it again. That's probably why it's not letting me hear it. Yep, that's what it was. Alright. I still can't hear it. Settings. Let me go check this really quick. Sorry, guys. Gotta check some other sound settings and make sure my system didn't get jacked up. Like, I don't understand why this does this. Okay, voice box. Like that. More like that. It shows it's going. How about change my earbuds, maybe? This is redonkulous. Okay, and device. Bluetooth. There's the julep. Wow. So Adrian hears? I can't hear it. Now we're lagging. Lagging. Just gonna refresh these two really quick. Sorry, I do not know what is going on with their settings. Oh. With me, girl. Oops. I'm gonna go to my main sound settings and make sure, yeah. See? I wish I could actually stew. Sorry, guys. 1 second, and we should be ready to go. Redonkulous. Maybe 5. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's what I like. I can sound bouncing, but not the video sound. How can it being knocked out freaking do that? Let's try. Yep, I'm probably gonna have to try and refresh. Sorry, guys. Thanks for hanging in there for a quick minute. All right, gonna refresh this really quick. Hopefully this works this time. And I still can't freaking hear it. Look at my. See if that's working. No, it's not video either. Wow. All right. Looking at the mixer right now. Spatial sound. the hell, man? Let's refresh this. Get it. Is it the taco pick? I doubt. I might have to just reset my computer. Yep. I think I might have to, but I really don't want to. Because all of our settings are fine. Okay. Try this. Trying it. What the heck's this? This is so frustrating. Okay. Well, I don't see any other way around it, boys and girls. I'm going to double check my sound settings again. But I don't think that's it. Everything is where it's supposed to be. Scheiße, Pete. If I can get this figured out here in just a second, we're going to have to reset the computer, which I really hate to do, but it's ain't working. Yeah, everything looks fine. I'm going to go test again and see what's going on over there. Still ain't hearing nada. Alright, well, I hate to do it, but we're gonna have to. Do it. Alright, so we're at the top of the hour anyhow, so I'm just gonna reset the computer and we're gonna kick off here in about probably 15-20 minutes is the general break time that we have. So thanks for bearing with me. Sorry I can't get it working. Like, that's super strange. I keep wanting to mess with it, but at the same time, like, it's just not doing anything. So I'll see you guys back here in about 20. Sorry again.